Students, in the first part of this chapter, we have studied about the chromosome, its structure, composition, DNA and other topics. Now we are going to start with cell division. The question is asked that what is the need of cell division? Need of cell division. Then there are few terms that is first of all for growth of the body. Like you know that every organism starts its life from a single cell. We are complex organism. We also have started our life from a single cell called zygote. After fertilization, when zygote is formed, then gradually cell division takes place. The number of cells goes on increasing. As a result, it will form tissue will form tissue will form organ system, and then the individual is formed. After childbirth, our body size increases due to the addition of new cells. So, for growth of every organism, cell division is required. Now, second, for repair. Now, what does it mean? Sometimes we meet with accidents. Some part of the body gets injured. Then these parts are healed due to the addition of new cells from inside of the body. That is, by cell division process, the new cells are added and the healing process takes place. This is the repair. Third, replacement. In our body, in different parts, constantly the old worn out tissues are replaced by new cells. For example, on the surface of a skin, as you know, in the skin, the outermost layer is the cutaneous layer. Now, that is, it is a stratum corneum, which is made up of dead flat cells. It is constantly rubbed off, and from the inner side, the malpighian layer adds new cells by the process called cell division. Similarly, in our body, per day, about 20 millions of RBCs are destroyed. So, they are replaced by cell division, by the formation of new cells. The fourth one, which is important, that is for reproduction. Reproduction. Re means again, producing again. So this is a characteristic of living things, that is, they produce their own kind. Now it requires cell division. Like in unicellular organism. Now, or suppose there are two types of reproduction. One is called asexual reproduction. Another is called sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Now, in which any part of the body takes part, and here there is no mixing of fusion of male and female gametes. Like in plants, you have studied about vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, like cutting, grafting, layering, budding, tissue culture and so on, there is a cell division required. So, in reproduction, if there is asexual reproduction, then mitosis cell division, which we will study later on in detail, mitosis cell division helps in it. Second, sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. In this process, the fusion of male and female gametes are formed. The gametes are haploid in nature. That is, they have the single set of chromosome, half the number of chromosome. when fertilization takes place, then again paired set of chromosome is restored, and hence the same number of chromosome will continue in each generation. So it takes place by meiosis. Meiosis, producing gametes. Producing gametes. Now you see here, that is, these are the 4 points or 4 basic points for which cell division is needed. Now we come to know here, we can further define what is cell division. The process by which cells multiply in number means cells increase their number is known as cell division. Now students, in this part again we have to study about the cell cycle. The cell cycle. As the name suggests, it is a cyclic event, means a cell divides, grow and redivide. Because when cell division takes place, then the daughter cell is smaller in size. It is immature. It has less number of cell organelles. It has less number of genetic materials, DNA, and in that case it takes some time to grow, to mature and again redivide. So in cell cycle, that is the cyclic event in which a cell divides, grow and redivide is called cell cycle. Every cell cycle or a cell cycle consists of 2 phases. The first phase is called interphase, and second phase is the cell dividing phase or cell division phase. So the cell cycle consists of these 2 phases. Now first of all we will study the changes taking place during this phase, and then we will study cell division. As the name suggests, interphase means it is the phase between 2 consecutive cell division. That is the stage between 2 consecutive cell divisions. It is generally called resting phase. So it is called resting phase because at that time cell does not divide. But metabolically it is the most active stage, because during this phase all kinds of synthesis process, formation of new cell organelles, maturation of cell, increase in size and volume of cell takes place. So we say that, but metabolically it is the most active stage. Now interphase is divided into three parts, three stages. The first stage is first growth phase. First growth phase, in short, it is written as G1 phase. As the name suggests, first growth phase, that is a newly formed cell or daughter cell at the end of cell division will be very small in size. So it will gradually increase in size and volume. New cell organelles are formed, as well as protein synthesis also take place. Now, so in this phase, a small daughter cell, a small daughter cell increase in size and volume. New cell organelles are formed. Now in this part you see that the cell organelles like mitochondria and chloroplast, which contain their own DNA, they divide, whereas the other cell organelles are synthesized from simple raw materials. So new cell organelles are formed, protein synthesis takes place. So these are the three basic changes taking place during the G1 phase or first growth phase. The second phase is synthesis phase. Synthesis phase, also known as S phase. During this period, duplication or replication of DNA and chromatids take place. So now the cell is matured. You remember here, that is, the cell is now fully grown, fully matured. Now the cell has to decide whether it has to take part in next cell division or not. If a cell does not require to take part in cell division, it withdraws itself from cell cycle, means cell cycle will stop at this phase. But if the cell again has to divide, then it must perform some more preparations. So the next phase comes then, that is called second growth phase. That is G2 phase. And just we have discussed here, that is, this phase is optional. Means if when a cell has to divide again, then this phase will continue, and in this phase enzymes for next cell divisions are formed. So the cell will now again take part in next cell division. So these are the different changes taking place in between two consecutive cell divisions. Now, when the question is asked that name the stage of cell cycle, phase of cell cycle in which duplication of DNA or chromatid takes place, then you will write interphase, or you can write synthesis phase of interphase. You will not directly write synthesis phase, or you will not write S phase directly, but if you will write S phase or synthesis phase, then you must write synthesis phase or S phase of interphase. Now, just we have discussed it, that is, after synthesis phase, it is optional for the cell whether to enter or not. Now, how does it happen? Like you see, the cell division does not take place endlessly. There are different parts of the body where cell division take place at different rate, different times. For example, a nerve cell which is formed during embryonic development do not divide during lifetime. So once they are formed, they will not take part in cell division. First point. Second, the cells in liver divide once in 1 or 2 years to replace the damaged old cells only. So when cell division takes place once, it will stop, and when required again, the growth to second growth phase will continue. Now, next example. In some parts or growing part of the body, the cell division takes place continuously, like in plants. The meristematic tissues at the tip of shoot and root or in cambium divide continuously. In our skin, the cells of Malpighian layer, that is in the epidermis, the third inner layer is Malpighian layer, whose cells divide continuously and give its way towards the upper layer. So just you see that in different parts, the cell division will take place at different rate or at different conditions. Now further, the rate of cell division is different at different ages. Like you see, in childhood, as our body grows, so in that case, the rate of cell division in childhood, we can write here as heading, rate of cell division at different ages. Like in childhood, rate of cell division is more than the rate of its disintegration. That is, we can say anabolism is higher than the catabolism. As a result, more cells are added to the body and our body size increases. Next, adulthood. In adulthood, the rate of cell division is almost equal to the rate of its disintegration. Means in this phase you see, that is, once we acquire adulthood, our body size becomes almost constant. It does not grow because the rate is equal. Now at that time we grow only in thickness due to the deposition of fats. Now third, oldhood. The rate of cell division is less than the rate of its disintegration. Means gradually we lose our body weight, the number of cells gradually decrease, and you find that in oldhood, gradually our body size shrinks slightly. This is due to this condition. So in different ages of life, the rate of cell division is different. Now students, we will now study the types of cell division. We will study separately these types. There are mainly two types of cell division mentioned in our syllabus or in different parts, but we can have one more type, that is called amitosis. Amitosis, A means no, that is false, false mitosis. Mitosis, mitose means thread. Mitosis, the division of cell in which chromosomes divide. Now, amitosis means a cell divides into two parts. A cell divides into two parts without following a definite pattern. Definite pattern means, like in mitosis, there is a sequence of stages one after the another in which a cell divides. In this part, a cell divides into two parts, but there is no definite sequence, definite pattern. Just it will elongate and divide into two parts. There is no condition required for equal division, the distribution of materials and so on. And the example is binary fission. Binary fission, which takes place in unicellular organisms like amoeba. Now, the next two types of cell divisions are mitosis and meiosis. Now students, you see, I have just made a column, so we will study the two in comparison, because questions are asked in ICSE that, suppose the question is given, differentiate between mitosis and meiosis, and in bracket the point will be given, that is on what basis they should be differentiated. So we'll write it point wise. Now there is one more significance of writing like this. When you need to differentiate, you can take the point, and if you are asked to write short notes on mitosis, you will write these points together in a paragraph, or for meiosis similarly. So just start to differentiate. First, on the basis of types of cells, in which type of cells does it take place? Mitosis takes place in somatic cells. Somatic cells. Somatic means general body cells, like where growth, repair, replacement has to take place. In every part of the body, it will take place. Meiosis takes place in germinal cell. Germinal cells, also called sex cells, producing gametes. Producing gametes means this cell division does not take place in every part of the body. It takes place only in gonads. Gonads means sex organs. Like in male it is testis, in female it is ovary. Second, the number of daughter cells produced, that is the new cells produced from the parental cell. Now here two daughter cells are produced. Two daughter cells are produced from a parental cell. Means when a cell undergoes cell division, mitosis cell division, then two new cells are formed. Here 4 daughter cells are produced. 4 daughter cells are produced from one cell, from a single cell. Now, so this 1 point for the number of daughter cells produced. Next, the number of chromosomes in daughter cells. Now you see, the number of chromosomes in daughter cells is equal to the parent cell. Hence, this cell division is also known as equational division. Equational division means the two daughter cells are having the same number of chromosome. So when mitosis takes place in growing part of the body or for repairing, replacement, then the similar type of cell is formed. But in this case, the number of chromosomes in daughter cell is half of the parent cell. Hence, this is called reductional division. So sometimes question is asked to students to compare, and the question is written like this. That is mitosis. Suppose this type of question is asked. Mitosis is to equational division. Proportion sign. Then meiosis is to dash. Then you will have to write here reductional division. So in this type of question, from the first pair we find the relationship, and in second pair accordingly the answer is written. So just you know about the number of chromosomes. Next, about the genetic composition. The daughter cells are genetically similar. Means there is no genetic changes between parent cell and daughter cell, and hence the similar type of cell is formed. Here we will study in meiosis phase, because in this type of division, in between the chromatids of a homologous pair of chromosome, that is non-sister chromatids of homologous pair, exchange of genetic materials take place. That is called crossing over. Hence, in between the maternal and paternal chromosomes, the segments are exchanged in different proportions. As a result, the daughter cells will have different genetic composition. So the daughter cells are genetically dissimilar. Next, the daughter cells produced in mitosis are diploid in nature, that is having paired set of chromosome. That is, daughter cells are diploid. That is, which is written, diploid is written as 2n. And what will be the number of chromosomes? 46 chromosomes. But in this case, since this is a reduction division, so the number of chromosome is reduced to half of the parent cell. That is, daughter cells are haploid. It is written as N and having 23 chromosomes only. Single set of chromosome. So one question is also asked that differentiate between mitosis and meiosis on the basis of number of chromosomes. then you will not write this term, but since in our syllabus it is directly concerned with human being, so we will write this number, not the nature. Haploid and diploid will show the nature of that daughter cells, but you have to write number last. Its function, it helps in growth, repair, replacement, and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. And this one helps in sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction and maintains the generation of race of an organism after fertilization. That is, helps in maintaining the diploid, the original number of chromosomes after fertilization, as well as one more function performed by due to the meiosis, that is, it brings variation and helps in evolution of new species. So this part can also be written by you as the significance of meiosis. Question is asked, why is the meiosis essential for sexually reproducing organism? Then you can write, in sexual reproduction, the fusion of male and female gametes take part. The gametes formed by meiosis have half the number of chromosomes. So after fertilization, it again restores the original number of chromosomes. That helps in maintaining the generation of race of an organism. So students, you have studied here about the types of cell division. In next part, we will study the cell division of mitosis and meiosis as a separate unit.